You know, now that I look back on my first batch of stories, I realize how much I completely glossed over the Mid Sodor engines. I didn't mean to gloss over them, but nothing too interesting happened to them those couple of years. That isn't to say that their railway is uneventful by any means, in fact, quite the opposite. This particular story begins during the winter of 1936. As I said in a previous story, during the winter, coal traffic is at its highest. The MSR in particular is one of the biggest suppliers of coal on the island, so they were obligated to deliver coal to us on top of their regular goods work. On this particular day, I remember Stuart and Falcon double-heading a train throughout the plains, when they encountered something odd. So, is it true, Falcon, that Britain may have an arrangement to rearmament the cities across the nation? It's just a big rumor as far as I know. Well, that's certainly unnerving. Come on, Stuart, rumors are just rumors. But some rumors can be proven right, and I'm worried about the possibility of war on the horizon. I know you have concerns, Stuart, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't have my own. But I also know that there's a chance of anything... Falcon? Yeah? Was there someone else running down the line at this time? No, not as far as I know. Do you see someone? More like something. It looks like a light up ahead. Really? Well, let's whistle at them. Maybe we can get a response. Hang about? It's gone. Gone? What are you on about? I mean, it's bloody gone. It's nowhere to be seen. Are you burning Welsh coal or something? I haven't lost the bloody plot, Falcon. I saw what Stuart, that tree made a strange noise. Oh God, it's falling! Move back, Falcon, move! Good grief! That was far too close! Tell me about it. Oh, it could have easily crushed us both. Thank goodness you pushed us back, Stuart. Me? I thought it was you lot pulling us back. No, I didn't move a piston. Neither did I. Falcon, you don't think that... It can't be a bloody ghost, Stuart. That would be impossible. Regardless of what it was, we need to go back and phone for help. You lads certainly had a close brush with death. We know, Atlas, it was pretty bloody terrifying. Well, I'm just happy you lot survived, that's all that matters. Atlas, have you ever encountered any ghosts on this railway? Come again, Stuart? Stuart's just trying to scare me because he pushed me back to avoid the tree. I didn't push you, Falcon. I swear on my funnel it wasn't me. Oh, you lads encountered the light, have you? What? You know about this light that Stuart saw? Oh yes, I've had a couple encounters with it, but I think it's best if Duke tells you tonight at the sheds. So Atlas said you both have some questions? Not questions, Grandpuff, more like confirmation. Yes, are there really ghosts on this railway, Grandpuff? Oh, yes. By the sounds of what Atlas said, it seems like you both encountered the light. Is it a long story? Oh, don't whinge, Falcon. Go on, Grandpuff. All right. And this was the story Duke told. In a previous story I told, I mentioned that Duke, Atlas, Stuart, Falcon, and Stanley were the engines that worked on the MSR, but what I didn't mention was that there were several more engines that arrived in between them. Most were on loan and had to be sent away, but there was one engine that was meant to be a permanent engine. One of them was a yellow engine called Proteus, a driven and very energetic little engine who arrived before Atlas. He worked pulling goods and working at the mines. He also was the first engine equipped with a headlight. This meant that he could pull trains during the night, and his light provided a light source inside the mines. By all means, Proteus was a really useful engine, but not a very careful one. There we go, right on time. With quite a while to spare too. This may be your quickest run yet. Expected anything less? Haha, no chance. I'll always do my job quick and good. Have you tried carefully? Come again, Duke? You know what I mean. You've been tearing down this line like a bloody animal. Just a little faster, and you may find yourself flying off the tracks. Come on, Duke. I'm not completely careless. I slow down before the bends. Clearly not enough. I remember seeing your wheels lifting off the rails as you went around the bend near the mine yesterday. You're seriously going to hurt yourself or someone else if you don't stop, youngster. Fusspot. Stupid old man. Who does he think I am? A child? He's only trying to keep you safe, old boy. Well, he's doing too much of a good job if you ask me. Well, he's not entirely wrong. If you go any faster around the rails, I may need something to strap myself down in your cab so I don't fly out. If you're so concerned, I can drive myself, you know. You don't have to be in here with me. Don't be silly, Proteus. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to answer the call of nature. Now, we're ready to go! Yes, but we have plenty of time. Proteus's constant speeding and reckless abandon caused him to burst a piston and caused his brakes to fail as well. He careened out of control and went into a mine and crashed into a support beam. Efforts to salvage him would have been utterly fruitless. His boiler exploded after he crashed into the mine, which caused him to lose his life. A very sad end to a young and eager engine. Fizzling fireboxes! That's awful! It certainly was. He was such a young engine, with a whole working life in front of him too. Well, it doesn't end there either. What do you mean? Allow me, Atlas. The next part is only a rumor. When the workmen heard the crash from a nearby town, they raced to see what had happened, and when they got there, they swore they saw a beaming light that nearly lit up the quarry. Then after that happened, an almighty loud whistle echoed throughout the valleys. I'm guessing that wasn't it either? No, when I came to the railway a few months later, I saw a light at the end of the main line. I wondered what it was, but as I was looking at it, the coupling broke on my train. It took a real long time to fix it since they had to go all the way back to the sheds to find a replacement, but by the time we fitted a new one on, we were all halted half a mile down the line. Apparently a giant landslide slid down from the hill. Had we not had a broken coupling and stopped, we could have easily been caught in the middle of it. Goodness me, so you guys believe this Proteus is a ghost? And that he's saving you lot? And you too as well, it seems. Howdy, everyone. Don't tell me I missed the talk of the evening. I'm afraid you did, Stanley. We were all talking about Proteus. Oh, then I'm kinda glad I missed this one. Why? Stanley's a bit of a naysayer. I worked on this railroad for nearly 20 years now, and I've never seen no ghost. Nothing close to one. You just seem to have never been in a life or death situation, Stanley. I'm sure that everything that happens around here is just a coincidence. That coupling that fell off my truck was brand new. How do you explain that? Improper assembly. That's why I derailed so many times in France during the war. Regardless of what we all think, we can't deny that there have been some rather odd events on this island. And let's not think about them too much. I've got a hard day of work tomorrow, and I need some rest. It should go without saying that Stanley wasn't a big believer in the supernatural. Throughout the Mid Sodor Railway, there were several towns and places around the area. At first, the people from the towns would use other means of transportation, like boats or horses and carts to get their supplies throughout the region. But when the Mid Sodor kept expanding throughout the mountains, they used the railway to transport since it was not only easier and more efficient, but it was much faster. Even when cars and road vehicles were being mass-produced, the people of the Mid Sodor didn't have much use for them, since not only were there no petrol stations in the mountains, but cars at the time weren't strong enough to climb hills with cargo. The Mid Sodor made so much profit from the goods work that they were able to purchase Stanley after his service in the Western Front was done, and he did a striking job hauling long loads of goods in trucks throughout the mountains. Hardly surprising since American-built engines were perhaps some of the most powerful in all of the world, even the narrow-gauge ones. That's wonderful. Your driver's gonna have a baby boy? Yep, he's finally gonna be a father. Aren't you, Johnny? Yep, I couldn't be a happier man. Though I know parenting comes with its challenges. Well, I can't quite relate to that. But I'm sure you'll be an excellent father, Johnny, don't worry. Just keep him out of harm's way, which I will say is harder to do in recent times. No kidding, the BUF have been spiking in protests recently. Actually, I take that back. It's not protests, it's straight hooliganism. You know, when I hear stuff like that, I'm kinda glad I never worked out of the big cities in America. Perhaps, but what has me worried about the spike in hooliganism is that there's also been a very big spike in crime recently. Violent crime, like robberies. Since the police all around England are cracking down protests, criminals and mob bosses have been taking advantage of this. Well, I tell you what, they better not bring it here. They won't be criminals for too long if I deal with them. Well, realistically, I don't think they would. What would they do? Steal a train? You'd be surprised how far criminals are willing to go. I saw a lot of it up in France. And I also saw a lot of privates that were slacking around like the workmen here. Come on, Bart, you can load more on. Settle down, Stanley. There's a reason these carts have max capacities. Then let me get another car. Ease up, Stanley. Stuart's coming his way to get the rest of my goods. But we don't need him. I can carry more. Stanley, give it a rest, will ya? We're carrying what we need, and that's that. Oh, fine. What's up with you? You seem to be carrying plenty. But I could carry more. I did back home and on the front. The biggest train I ever pulled was when I had to help a medevac train whilst carrying a long train of gunpowder. I did it all and got back to base in time to pull another train. Is it so bad that I just want to work as efficiently as possible? It won't be too efficient if you break down or get yourself hurt. Trust me, Stanley, that's happened to me. If you do too much, you may end up doing nothing in the end. Stanley ponders. Alright, I'll let Stuart pull the rest. Thank you. Now let's get going. Hello, Stanley. You carrying some parcels there, are you? Yep, another load of goods to King Ori's Bridge. I tell you what, at least the run up to the hills reminds me of the long stretches I used to do up the hill back at home. Just like the old days. Well, I'm glad you're finding it very fun, but take care when passing up the hill. The snow up there looks very dense. I'm worried it may cause an avalanche. Any chance it was snowing up there? Yes, and heavily too, so take care, and if you hear anything, please stop and go into the tunnel. It's alright, Duke. I think a cannon shell is way more dangerous than a little bit of snow. If you say so, but please be careful, especially with a fully loaded goods train. Duly noted, Duke. Nuts. This snow is going to make it harder to pull this train, especially since we're out of sand. What? Now? You were so urgent to leave I didn't have time to fill your sand traps. Well, let's try our hardest. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. I told you, now we gotta go back and call for help. Well, no point in arguing. Maybe I should've just... what's that? Oh no, the snow's loosening. It's an avalanche. We gotta get out of here. Come on, Stanley, give it all you got. I'm trying, I really am. I'm trying. I can't move. I can get out of here. I just need a little more. What the? Who's that? I think it's someone trying to help us. So get those pistons moving. Right. That was far too close. Yeah, tell me about it. Thanks to you, if we didn't just get out of the station at the right moment, we could have avoided that. Oh, well, better say thanks to the engine back there who helped us. Right, let me go back there and see who helped us. Hey, Morgan, you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. A couple cuts from the falling rocks, but nothing a few bandages can't fix. Good to know. Who was pushing us back there? That's what I was going to check, but there's no one there. Did you catch a glimpse of who it was before you got here? I couldn't. I curled up to take cover. Sensible. So... You're not having us on for a laugh, are you, Stanley? I don't know what to tell y'all. I tried to move to get out of the way, but then something just pushed me up damn near half the mountain, to King Ori's Bridge. Has the light ever assisted to that degree, Grandpuff? No, I've never heard of an entire train being pushed up the incline. Aye, that's not a slight assist, that's a flat-out save. Wow, I'm bewildered. That hardly happens. I was pretty firm about ghosts not being real and all. There's no use in getting too sympathetic, Stanley. Proteus helped you because it was the right thing to do, and I'm sure that he always will. He was a good-hearted engine in life, and I'm sure in death nothing much has changed. It should go without saying, but Stanley had learned his lesson about not speaking too lowly about the supernatural, which was a good thing, since this island was a hotbed for supernatural anomalies. The light would continue to be seen on the island for decades and decades after, not just on the narrow gauge railways, but other places on the island also. And yes, I do speak from my own experience too. I'm sure it hasn't escaped your wonder why I decided to focus on the Mid Sodor engines today. The Mid Sodor engines have several different mines on their railway that provided many materials for a factory on the railway called Franks & Sons, a dynamite and gunpowder factory. You may be wondering why I'm speaking about this factory. Well, the Mid Sodor engines would be very vital in supplying this gunpowder to the military when they began running trains on Sodor. But I'll save that story for next time.
Please give me salvation.